Welcome back to the Divine Path. So in this video I'm going to discuss somewhat of a spiritual feeling, I guess you could say. And I want to put this out there again to see who resonates with what I'm saying. Let me know in the comments if you've had any experience or feeling or anything like this. Right. So have you ever felt like when you think of something, it comes true, or it sort of appears to you? I'll give you an example. Like, for example, if I'm driving, and this has happened a few years ago now, a couple of years ago, but I was driving and I was thinking about Tesla, right? Tesla, the car. Just thinking about what's going to happen, how cars are going to develop into these electric vehicles, blah blah blah. So I was thinking about Tesla, and then I just happened to see a Tesla driving beside me or in front of me. I can't remember which, but it was either beside me, a Tesla just appeared out of nowhere, or in front of me. Now you might say, well, there's a lot of Teslas on the road, right? But this is a few years ago, okay? So right now the year is 2023, according to our calendars, yeah. But this was a few years ago when there was barely any Teslas on the road. I'm talking, you might, see one every 5-6 weeks. Teslas were rare. It was rare to see a Tesla at the time, but one day I'm just driving thinking about Teslas, and one suddenly appears. Another example of things appearing that you think about. I was thinking about a girl, right? Years back. I was thinking about a girl, and I don't know why I believe I was in a supermarket and I saw a girl that looked like another girl that I knew, right? And this happened during the day. This happened like 1 p.m. during the day. And then I go for a walk that evening and I run into the girl that I started thinking about that day, earlier that day. And this place where I was walking, it wasn't here, it was somewhere else. It was up that mountain, actually, if you can see that mountain in the background. It was up that mountain I was walking. Again, this was years ago. And I ran into the girl. And just had a short conversation with her. But yeah, I had walked that track many times. I'm talking, man, probably over 1,000 times, probably well over 1,000 times, because that's what I do every day. Obviously I've got a couple of dogs. I've always had dogs, so I always go for walks in the evening and sometimes in the morning as well, most mornings as well. But anyway, I had walked this track 1,000 times plus, never seen her once, this girl that I knew. Never seen her once walking this track, right? But it just happened to be that the same day she popped into my head out of nowhere. And this wasn't a girl that I had a crush on, like, a bad crush where you think about a girl all day or all the time, This wasn't one of them. She just popped into my head, like I say, because I believe it was because I saw somebody that looked like her in a supermarket. And then I started, like, she popped into my head. I thought about her for a minute, and then later that evening she had appeared on this walk. Another example is my girlfriend now, the mother of my child. More than once, this has happened a dozen times. I've been thinking about something during the day when I'm at work, and then I'll come home, right, and she'll say something to me that is completely random, but that is the exact thing that I was thinking about. Like, for example, it might be getting into summer, and I'm thinking about, this is one example, a real example of what happened. It was getting sort of towards summer, the days were getting hotter, and I thought one day I should book a place to go camping, right? Because that's what we normally do. We normally book a place to go camping by the beach, in summer. And then I get home that day, the same very day, and she said to me, we should book our camping spot. The exact same day I'm thinking about it. We hadn't talked about it the day before. We hadn't talked about it probably since the year before, right? The last summer. But now on the exact day I'm thinking about going camping, she is thinking the same. And quite often this gets called coincidence, right? You've heard that word often, coincidence. It's a coincidence. It's irony, right? But is it? Think hard now. Is it just coincidence? Or is it something more? For the last few years, I've thought this is something more. This is some sort of energy. This is some sort of universal energy that, like, for example, if I think about something, my girlfriend, because she's close to me in life, she picks up that energy and then she thinks about it. Or vice versa, she thinks about something which makes me think about something. Right, this could be the case. But then in other circumstances, like the Tesla, I've got no emotional feeling about a Tesla. I don't care about a Tesla. But this Tesla just shows up when I think about it, right? And it's almost like it's the Matrix. It's almost like whenever you really think about something, it appears. It seems to happen a lot, and this has happened a lot in my life. But recently I've heard another theory on this. Okay, I was listening to someone speak about how this happened to them, and the conclusion they came to was that this is a matrix. This world that we're living in, it's somewhat programmed. It's somewhat of a program, like the Matrix. That's what the Matrix is. It's a artificial intelligence program, that everyone's living in. Everybody thinks it's real, but really their minds are trapped somewhere else, and all these trees and the grass and everything, my dogs, me, we're all not make-believe, because what's real is the consciousness and the soul. The soul is real, but this world can be programmed, is what this individual who I was listening to, this is what they came to. This was their conclusion, that we are in a matrix, that when we think of something, we're actually programming it. And we've heard this, right? Positive affirmations. Several people, and several successful people, very successful people, have mentioned this. Conor McGregor being one. The power of positive affirmations. You've got to think it. You've got to believe it. Use your mind to tell yourself you can achieve something, and it will happen. There's many people that believe this 100%, because that's how they became successful at a certain thing in their life, right? They thought about it, they believed in themselves, they envisioned it, and they ended up achieving it. So basically, I'm going to end the video here. This is what the video is about. Leave a comment if you've felt what I'm talking about, if you resonate with what I'm talking about. Leave a comment about any experience you may have had. What is this? What is this? This is the divine path, and we want to find these answers. What is it? Is it God? Is it the Creator guiding us, and because of our thinking in a positive way, He helps us to achieve what we want? Or is it a matrix? Is it a program, and inside this program our minds determine what happens? This is all a false reality, and our minds and our souls are actually everything that counts, and we can control our reality through our mind, because it's all a program. Or is it a different sort of spirit? Like I said earlier, the universe. Is the universe working here? Let me know what you think. Have a good one.